The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Friday night at the Met was a good one for old friend Craig Nettles. The former Twin with the Yankees decided to bombs away as the Yankees win 8-4 in the second after the Twins failed to score on a hit and 2 walks in the first. Greg Nettles with a solo shot to make it 1-0. Willie Randolph would then single to score Roy White, and Thurman Munson takes his hitting streak to 11. His single scored Willie Randolph. In the top of the second, 3-0 Yankees. Then Roy Smalley singled to score Bob Randall to make it 3-1, but that's really as close as the Twins would get. Craig Nettles with a 2-run shot in the fifth to make it 5-1, and then a 2-run single from Nettles in the sixth made it 8-1. Willie Norwood and the Twins huffed and puffed but could not break down Ed Figueroa's door, and the Yankees go to 10-7. They are tied with the Red Sox for first. The Twins are 13-9 in this big American League East battle. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Tonight, from the Met in Bloomington, Minnesota, it's the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees. Brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. It is a cold and windy day here in the Twin Cities. 46 degrees, and a light rain falls on the partisan throng here at Metropolitan Stadium. And the winds would make a Viking fan blush because they're blowing out to that bleacher section and left at 16. It's cold, it's clammy, it's crappy. They're handing out blackberry brandy to kids. Pitching matchup, however, is a darn good one. Jeff Zahn, as this is the Twins' 23rd game of the year, is looking for his 5th win of the young season. He will face Dick Tidrow. So we got a good one for you Saturday. If you're watching this live on Twitch, you get the Padres and the Phillies coming to you tomorrow. That's the tape game of the week. And this weekend we got a couple good ones for you too. A doubleheader Sunday. We got football for you Sunday afternoon, as this is not just the Retro Baseball Network, Mr. Gardner. We have the AFC Divisional Playoff game between Seattle and Cleveland coming up, and then a Patreon baseball special at 7 o'clock Sunday night between the Braves and these Twins, not these Twins, the Game 7 of the 1991 World Series. So lots of fun stuff coming up. Let's play some baseball, shall we? And as the camera pans to Jeff Zahn trying to drink, Robbie W., how are you? Blackberry brandy at a baseball game? Yes. Let's see. DJ John got the ad for TurboTax. And Tribe Fan, you need to watch the taped game because George Hendrick plays for the San Diego Padres, and he's front and center. And you got the Jonah Hill, Martin Scorsese ad for Coke Energy. Well, thank you so much. And, and for the first time, I'm getting it excellent on my stream. So we'll see about that. I switched a setting. It's now running through the GPU the correct GPU as opposed to the CPU. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Jeff Zahn, who went 14-14 in real life, is making his 5th start of the year. He is 4-0 with a 2.00 ERA. In his last start against the Oakland A's, he's thrown 4 complete games. He's thrown 36 innings. In his last time out against Oakland on the 25th, 9 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 3. Overall, 36 innings, 31 hits, 10 runs, 8 earned. He has walked 5 and struck out 15 and allowed 1 home run. And so when it's 46, Robbie, and the wind's howling in at 16 and it's raining, yep, that's a blackberry brandy day. Willie Randolph will lead off for the Yankees and play second. Craig Nettles, who had the big game last night, will bat second and play third. Thurman Munson, sitting on an 11-game hitting streak, will catch and bat third. Reggie Jackson, the straw that stirs your brandy, is in right. He'll clean up. Lou Piniella is in left field. He'll bat fifth. Chris Chambliss at first will bat sixth. Cliff Johnson. If it's not your mother, it must be Cliff Johnson? No, it doesn't make any sense. DH is in seventh. Paul Blair is in center for the Yankees, not Mickey Rivers. He'll bat eighth. And Bucky Dent is a shortstop, and he will bat ninth. Defensively for the Twins, Willie Norwood is a 7 and 6 in left. Disco Dan Ford, a 4 and a 5 in center. Hoskin Powell is a 6 and 6 in right. Mike Cubbage, a 5 at third. Roy Smalley, an 8 at short. Bob Randall, a 7 at second. Rod Carew, an 8 at first. And Butch Weiniger, a 7 and an 8 behind the plate. Jeff Zahn is an 8 on the mound. Randolph at 238, no homers and 3 RBI. And finally, we're ready to go, and Zahn got him swinging on a 2-2. So 1 out. Zahn, an 85-mile-an-hour fastball pitcher, and he is the master of the ground ball. Brings up Nettles at 387, 4 home runs and 14 RBI. Zahn looking for his 5th win in his 5th complete game. Nettles into center, back goes Ford, and Dan will make the catch for the 2nd out. Thurman Munson, as I said, an 11-game hitting streak, 333, that's 22 for 66. A homer and 12 RBI. I want to say that homer was against the Rangers, but don't hold me to that. We have a new follower, by the way, to the Twitch channel. You're going to love this name, gang. Twilight Pony Rainbow. All one word. No wonder if... And so if you're here, you're follower number 56, and thank you so much. Pitch to Munson is a fly ball into shallow center. Ford, Powell, and Randall converge, and that drops in front of everybody. And so Munson will take the cheapy Texas leaguer and hit safely in 12 straight. As far as the Mookie Betts deal as DJ John is concerned, DJ John is loving this deal. He doesn't care if the Dodgers go over the luxury tax. I think the Red Sox didn't get enough back. There's been a hang-up with the guy that we're getting from Minnesota with his medical records. Betts wants $40 million a year. I'm not sure who's going to be able to get that from, but I'm glad to be out of David Price's contract for sure. So, you know, I have a Mookie Betts jersey. I bought it last year, and he gets traded. Reggie Jackson, 284, 5 homers, and 14 RBI. There are some closets in the metropolitan New York area that still have a 44 Reggie Jackson jersey in pinstripes. Munson on first. Jackson ground ball, base hit left side. And Munson will go to third. So the Yankees have runners in the corners. And 2 out for Piniella. Yankees are 10 and 7. This is game 18 for them. And the Twins are 13 and 9. This is game 23. Piniella at 342 and 4 RBI. 9-game hitting streak for Lou. Piniella ground ball to Carew. Rod will take it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. The Yankees do not score on 2 hits and no errors. They leave 2 on. Half an inning in the books. It's the Yankees, nothing. Here come the Twins. Dick Tidrow is 2-0 on this replay with a 2.82 ERA. This will be start number 4 for Dirt. Let's go Twins, Robbie says. Against the Brewers, his last time out a week ago, so last Saturday. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. In 22 and a third innings, he's allowed 17 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 2 homers. He has walked 6 and struck out 12. He is a fly ball pitcher. He is a fastball pitcher. And that fastball tops out at around 85. The lineup, he'll face Roy Smalley, leads off at short. Rod Carew at first will bat second. Dan Ford is in center. He'll bat third. Butch Weiniger, the catcher, only hitting 197, will clean up. Mike Cubbage is at third. He'll bat fifth. Glenn Adams is a DH at 123. He'll bat sixth. Hoskin Powell on right will bat seventh. Bob Randall, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Willie Norwood, the left fielder, will go ninth. Jeff Zahn threw 20 pitches in the first. Defensively for the Yankees, Lou Piniella is a 6 and a 2 in left. Paul Blair is a 3 and a 3 in center. As I said, day off for Mickey Rivers, lefty versus lefty. Reggie Jackson is a 6 and 8 in right. Nettles a 10 at third. Bucky Dent a 6 at short. Willie Randolph a 7 at second. Chris Chambliss is a 10 at first. Munson is a 9 and an 8. And Tidrow is a 5 on the mound. Smalley, 273, 2 homers, and 11 RBI. And Tidrow delivers, and Smalley laces that one past Dent for a base hit. So it was a frozen rope. Bucky couldn't do anything with that, and the Twins get a hit. Here's Rod Carew at 376, 3 homers and 85 at-bats, and 12 RBI. Tidrow deals. Carew into right. Back goes Jackson. Makes the catch for the first out. So Dan Ford at 284, 5 homers, and 18 RBI. Tidrow deals. Ford struck him out. He got him on a 1-2 fastball on the outside corner for the second out. Tidrow in 185 and a third real innings, struck out 73. And this message on the Twins scoreboard: when the Yankees lose, America wins. That's mean. It's true, but it's mean. Weiniger at 197, 3 homers and 12 RBI. Pitch to Butch. Chopper down to Randolph. He goes on the grass, throws it over to Chambliss, and that will retire the side. The Twins leave a runner on. No runs, a hit, 1, and no errors. After 1 at the Met on a cold and rainy afternoon, it's no score. So Chambliss, Johnson, and Blair for the Yankees here in the second. Chris at 328, no home runs, and 13 RBI. And DJ John's going, so true. So true. Pitch to Chambliss is a ground ball to Cubbage. Throws to first for the out. Did you know that Mike Cubbage is a type 1 diabetic and played his entire career dealing with that? Cliff Johnson is at 200 with 3 RBI. 3 doubles. Zahn deals. Johnson into center. Ford goes back. That caught in the wind, and Ford will track it down for the second out. So if the Yankees lose today, and I'm not saying this as myself, everyone attending today's game received a free copy of TurboTax from the ad. Well, you know, I'm sure that the thousands of people who were at the Met on a blustery April day in 1978 would be stunned to get a CD of any kind. They wouldn't know what the heck it was. Martha, what do we do with this? It looks like a coaster, Harry. Put your hams on it. It's made from blue spring water. Paul Blair has not batted in 1978. Happy New Year. So his real number's 176, 2 homers and 13 RBI. Zahn delivers, and Blair hits a ground ball to Smalley over to first for the out. How you doing, Mr. Mike? Personal computers, of course, were around in 1978. You might have knew somebody with an Apple II. or more than likely a TRS-80 from Radio Shack, the trash 80s. But a CD and a program that does your taxes? Don't be ridiculous. No runs, no hits, no errors. Inning and a half in the books, Yankees. Nothing, Twins, nothing. It'll be Cubbage, Adams, and Powell to face Tidrow. Cubbage at 317, a homer, and 8 RBI. No score, bottom of the second. Yanks and Twins. I forgot to do this. Let's take a look at the standings. In the National League West, Dodgers have a 1.5 lead over the Padres, 2 over the Astros, 2.5 over Cincy. In the East, Pittsburgh by 2 over Philadelphia and Montreal. American League West, Minnesota a half game behind California. Texas and Chicago and Kansas City all within 2. That actually might stay a 5-team race all the way through. Yankees lead the Brewers and the Red Sox by half a game. The Yankees have come back down to earth. And the Orioles are 9-8. The one team you don't see here are the Tigers. Pitch to Cubbage from Tidrow is a fly ball to left. Piniella in that wind goes in the corner, and that's barely foul. That had a chance to go. Piniella couldn't do anything with it, and the wind hooked it out to left. It's warmed up 2 degrees. It's 48. It's bikini weather in Minneapolis. The count is 0-2 to Cubbage. Pitch to Tidrow. Little ground ball right side. And Cubbage has a single. So 2 hits aside. And that'll bring up Glenn Adams. 123. No homers and 5 RBI. No, I think, remember, in the American League East in 78, that really was a 5-team race. Thanks to the Red Sox letting some other teams in. Pitch to Adams. We'll throw to first. Cubbage is back. Cubbage isn't stealing. Pitch to Adams. Popped up. Center field. Blair has it for the out. If the Twins score a run in the 5th, the first 100 people to the concession stand get a free beer. And again, it's Hams from the land of Blue Spring water. Unfortunately for the drinkers of Hams, they still might make that. I am not going to finish that joke. Hoskin Powell is at 333. No homers and 4 RBI. Tidrow throws to first. Cubbage is back. No score, 1 out, bottom of the second. Powell slaps that one down to Chambliss. Throws it to Dent for 1. Back over to Chambliss. Powell's got some wheels, and he beat it out. So they get the fielder's choice, 3-6, but they can't turn it. 2 out, runner on first for Bob Randall. At 397. Don't you love April numbers? No homers and 7 RBI. Tidrow deals. Randall slashes that one into right. Powell will go to third, and there's 2 out and runners in the corners for Willie Norwood. Had a couple RBI last night, and the Twins lost to the Yankees. 169, no homers, and 4 RBI. You all forgot what the standing said, right? I want you to before I advertise the tape game that will go up onto YouTube in the snowstorm here Friday. You'll see this one on YouTube on Saturday. Pitch to Norwood is a ground ball up the middle past the diving Randolph. Powell goes to third. Randolph goes to third, or Powell scores. Randall goes to third. Norwood's on first. And everybody's looking at these CDs and going, what do we do with it? Roy Smalley singled his first time up. 9 batters for Dick Tidrow. 27 pitches. An inning and 2/3. 4 hits. And a strikeout. Smalley singled his first time up. Going to do more than that this time. That's going all the way to the wall and right. Randall will score. Norwood's going to run on Reggie. Smalley will hold. Randolph's throw to the plate is not in time. 3-0 Twins. Munson got the tag, but it was late. And it's 3-0 Minnesota. And so Billy Martin's looking at Dick Tidrow going, It's not in the script, dude. Rod Carew is 0 for 1. Pitch from Tidrow is a fly ball into center. Blair will make the catch to retire the side, but not before the Twins get 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. After 2, it's the Twins 3, the Yankees nothing. So here is Mr. Dent, and Bucky will be followed by Randolph and Nettles as Jeff Zahn starts the third. Bucky at 155, a home run, and 5 RBI. Zahn delivers, and there's a fly ball to left center into that wind. Norwood and Ford will watch it hit the top of the wall, and Dent leads off the third with a double. So that's an extra base hit for Bucky, and that'll bring up Willie Randolph. So through 9 batters, 43 pitches for Zahn, 2 innings, 3 hits, and a strikeout. Randolph, the lone strikeout to lead off the ball game. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Zahn. Randolph laces that one in the right field. Gets past Powell. Dent scores easily. Randolph's going for third. To throw into Cubbage is not in time. So the Yankees respond rather fast. 3-1 on the triple by Randolph. No, I don't think Micro League was around in 78. I think Micro League was early 80s. You have to understand the computing power in those early computers, the Apple II and the TRS-80 and the Commodore PET. There just wasn't any data, and there certainly wasn't anything that early that had anything resembling graphics except for ASCII characters. I'm sure there was a baseball game. I played a baseball game for my first Apple II that dates back to 78, 79, but it wasn't anything like this. I don't know when Hafner. Someone know when? You guys have read stuff for a while. When was the first time you saw an ad for a Lance Hafner game? Hafner might go back that far. 12 Eastern, Lorenzo is 9 Pacific. Turn your shillings and pence into dollars and cents. 12 Eastern is 9 Pacific. And a good morning to you too, Lorenzo. 3-1 Twins. The Yankees have a runner in here in the top of the third. Nettles is 0 for 1, and now there's a ground ball base hit right side, and it's 3-2. Good morning. That brings up Thurman Munson, so the Yankees scoff at the Twins' lead. Munson's got himself a single. He's 1 for 1. Pitch from Zahn. Munson, there's a ground ball past Randall. And so the Yankees have put 3 on and nobody out here in the third. Munson on first. Nettles on second. The Twins plated 3 in the second, primarily on a 2-run Roy Smalley double. And that's pretty much what you've missed. You've not missed a lot of pitching. Reggie Jackson's 1 for 1. Zahn delivers. Ground ball up the middle. Zahn to Randall for 1. Over to Carew. And that will be 2. So 2 out. Nettles moves to third for Lou Piniella. Zahn delivers. Piniella ground ball to first. Carew takes in the bag himself. And the Twins stop the Yankees cold. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. After 2.5, it's the Twins 3, the Yankees 2. And so Tidrow, that picture of Tidrow, by the way, was taken at Shea Stadium. I can tell by the seating. And I want to say that 75, one of the years that the Yankees played at Shea. Dan Ford, Butch Weiniger, and Mike Cubbage for the Twins here in the third. We're running a little long already. Ford has struck out his first time up. And he sends this one into shallow center. Blair will come in and make the catch for the out one away. Hopefully, as I'm now seeing on my screen, I'm getting excellent as opposed to unstable. I made one change in how the computer renders, and it seems to have worked. It didn't work for my little rant video I posted on my YouTube channel. But this one seems to be going off without a hitch. And maybe I don't need to record all these videos at the same time. Leininger is 0 for 1. Tidrow deals and Butch draws a walk. Mr. Mike getting some needed praise for his latest video series. I believe that's a payoff pitch, right? 77 Yankees. Mike Cubbage is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. Here's the pitch. Fly ball right field. Jackson makes the catch. 2 out. Glenn Adams, 1 for 1. 3-2 Twins, bottom of the third. Ground ball to Nettles, and it's an absolute web gem. Throw to first, or throw to second to retire the side. So Nettles, I mean, this is how they won the World Series in 77 and 78. Robs Adams of a hit, threw it to Randolph to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, Minnesota 3, New York 2. Chambliss, Johnson, and Blair for the Yanks in the 4th. Could the problems with the video have not to do with recording, but no, that's all in the recording process. I'm sure if I played it back on my computer, it's there. I'm running a Core i5 7th generation. And you really need an i7 or really an i9 to get what we're trying to do. It's not that the games itself. Let me pitch to Chambliss here. Into center. Ford will go back and make the catch for the out. It's really not that the games itself take a lot of oomph. But Twitch is pretty resource heavy. Okay, Lorenzo. Okay, so Mr. Mike's all-time great series from the book. Yep, did the Astros and the Nationals Expos. This just takes a lot of horsepower to pull off. And we try to make it look as clean as we possibly can. I'm going to say for Tidrow that's 75. He wouldn't be shot at Shea in 78. Johnson's 0 for 1. Struck him out. So an 0-2 in there at the knees. That's 2 for Zahn, and that will bring up Paul Blair, who's 0 for 1. It's just that you're just trying to get a lot of things going. It's a lot of data. An hour of recorded video is a full gigabyte. Thank you, mouse in your house. Pitch to Blair. And there's a liner in the right that's going to get past Powell. He's going to Logue for 2. He's going to get it. Safe on the double. Blair puts the tying run on second and 2 out here in the top of the 4th for Bucky Dent. Zahn's pitch to Dent. Ball 4. And so Zahn thought he was going to get a clean inning. Not going to get it. 2 on and 2 out for Willie Randolph. So Zahn, it's not going to be a complete game for him. 79 pitches through 18 batters and only 3 2/3 innings. 7 hits. A walk and 2 strikeouts. The light rain continues here, 50 degrees. Everyone kind of enjoying their blackberry brandy and somehow a TurboTax CD, which is a completely foreign concept for 1978. Pitch to Randolph. Ground ball to first. Carew to the bag, and that will retire the side. So, the Yankees, no runs, a hit, they strand 2. They've left 5 on through 3.5. It's Minnesota 3, New York 2. Hoskin Powell. Bob Randall and Willie Norwood here to face Mr. Tidrow in the bottom of the 4th. Powell, line drive right, back to Dick for the out. Here's Randall. Randall singled and scored in the 2nd. Twins got 3 in the 2nd. The Yankees countered with 2 in the 3rd. We're playing the bottom of the 4th, 1 out. Pitch to Bob Randall is a ground ball up through the box for a base hit. And Randall has himself a single. 6th hit for the Twins. Willie Norwood is at 1 for 1. Speaking of hits, he has an RBI single and scored a run. Randall not a threat to steal. Norwood slaps that one to Nettles. Goes on the bang banger to first. Chambliss tries to keep the foot on the bag. No, sir. Norwood beat it out. And now both teams are 7 up. Roy Smalley has a 2 RBI double. That came in the second, and that made it 3-0 Minnesota. And the Twins are knocking on the door again. Randall on second. Norwood on first. Pitch to Smalley. And there's a little looper. It's going to get down in front of Jackson. Randall will round third. And Gene Mauch says, no, sir. And they are loaded for one Rodney Klein Carew, who is 0 for 2. No relation to Cindy Lou Who. Pitch to Carew is a ground ball to Randolph that ate him alive. Randolph put down the glove. It squirted the wrong way. Everybody safe. It's 4-2 Minnesota. So Dan Ford comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So Norwood on third, Smalley on second, Carew on first. Pitch to Ford. He's got some pop, but Tidrow popped him on an 0-2 curve. Got him looking, and that's a huge out for Weiniger, who's only hitting 194. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. Today's new follower, by the way, here on Twitch, Twilight Pony Rainbow. I'm dying to know more about that. Weiniger, ground ball to Dent. They're going to get out of it. Flip to Randolph for the easy out. And the Twins leave them loaded. A run on 3 hits and the error. After 4, Minnesota does get one more. It's 4-2. So Nettles, Munson, and Jackson. Nettles 1 for 2. Single and an RBI. Zahn delivers, and Nettles is hit by the pitch. Nettles hit 2 home runs last night. Nettles and Zahn. Lorenzo, hope you feel better. Nettles and Zahn say a few words of Easter greetings. And Nettles and Carew just kind of chatted first. Munson's 2 for 2. Thurman single twice. Pitch from Zahn. And there's a little looper up the middle. Nettles was going all the way. He's going to go to third. Nettles just got a receipt. Okay. Yeah, I take my metformin before I come on the air. So Nettles on third. Munson the tying run on first. And here's Jackson. He's 1 for 2. He is singled and grounded into a double play. Zahn delivers, and there's a fly ball to right. This should get home Nettles. Powell will track it down. Nettles will tag. Powell's going to throw. Home. Right to Weiniger. Nettles bowled him over. He is safe. And Munson, with 1 out, goes to second on the throw. So 4-3 Twins now with 1 out in the top of the 5th. For Piniella, who's 0 for 2. Zahn delivers. Piniella is going to get first on catcher's interference. He swung on and missed strike 3, but Weiniger and his glove caught Piniella's bat. And on the replay, you can see it. It's just there. Zahn is beside himself on the mound, but it is the right call. And so instead of a strikeout, it's runners on first and second and 1 out. For Chambliss, who's 1 for 2. Ball 4. And Jeff Zahn is quickly headed for a no decision here as they're loaded for Cliff Johnson. Munson on third. Piniella on second. Chambliss on first. Zahn delivers. Fly ball, left center field. That should score Munson. We should be tied. Ford makes the catch, and the throw goes in the infield. So the Yankees and Twins have tied this game at 4. For Paul Blair, who's 1 for 2. He's got himself a double. Pitch from Zahn. Blair up the middle. Zahn cuts it off. Throws to Carew, and that will retire the side. Not before the Yankees get 2 runs on a hit and 1 error. Halfway home, it's the Yankees 4, the Twins 4. And if you're coming in late, we'll see you in 30 seconds. So Tidrow, 4 innings, 8 hits, all 4 runs are earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Zahn, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 2, and I'm sure he's pretty much done. And if you didn't get that, you saw everything on the screen. Yankees ERA of 3.79, the Twins at 3.25. Mike Cubbage is 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. 4-4 game, bottom of the 5th. Cubbage fouls it off, and Munson couldn't hang on. He gets another life, 2 for 2. A 2-2 the count. Tidrow deals, and Cubbage to Dent for the out. 1 away for Glenn Adams. I don't know if he's any relation to Brian. Alienware ad. Well, you're talking about new computer, that would make sense. Adams is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Glenn. Struck him out. An 0-2 curve for strike 3. And so that's 3 for Tidrow. By the way, in that Yankee win last night that Greg Nettles engineered, Sparky Lyle picked up the save. And Ed Figueroa went to 2-2 on the year. Paul Tharmasgaard took the loss for the Twins. Powell is 0 for 2. He has reached base and scored. Pitch from Tidrow is a little nubber down to Chambliss. He'll underhand it to Tidrow for the out. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We played 5 at the Met on a cold and rainy day. At least the wind's down to 10. 4-4. So Zahn will face Dent, Randolph, and Nettles, maybe. Yes, on the Yankee batters. We'll see about how long Zahn stays in the game. Dent's 1 for 1 with a single. Ground ball to Smalley over to Carew for the out. So through 27 batters on 112 pitches, 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. Randolph has himself a triple. He's 1 for 3, scored, drove in a run, and struck out. That's a full day. Randolph, ground ball up the middle. Smalley over to first. It's close, and Randolph beat it out. I didn't think that was going to be a bang-banger, and it was. So Randolph is on with a single, 9th hit for the Yankees. And that'll bring up Nettles, who was hit by a pitch his last time at the plate. He has singled, scored, and drove in a run. Pitch from Zahn. Nettles, ground ball to Carew. Carew goes for the sure out at first, and Nettles is retired. So Randolph takes second on the 3-U. I'll talk about that in a second, John. Thurman Munson is 3 for 3. He has singled thrice. In today's Here Are Things You Never Hear on a Fortnite stream, the word thrice is today's word. With a run scored, Munson sends this one into left center, Ford, and that will retire the side. So Zahn is through 6. Yankees 4, Twins 4. Randall, Norwood, and Smalley. We're going to switch between Fortnite and PUBG, Minecraft. Al Red Sox fan, who can't watch on Twitch because we're banned at his work, has found a new football game. Yep, Pro Strategy 2020. I'd have to hear more about it before it would strike a purchasing interest. I will say this, it's only $20. And I think if Robbie's still watching, didn't you just put in the great teams from the NFL 100? It's completely moddable. Al likes the game, and David and I are going to try to reach out to the creator to see if he can come on an episode of Digital Dice. But if you remember Tom Landry football, apparently it's one of those designers. He played Baseball Mogul last night, but the last 2 nights before that, Monday and Tuesday, it was Pro Strategy Football. Baseball Mogul's not meant to be taken seriously. Sorry, Clay. But it's fun, and a lot of this is about having fun. Randall is 2 for 2. He has scored twice and singled twice. Tidrow starts the 6th with a strikeout. There we go. Thanks for flashing that. 1-2 on the inside corner, and Randall looks at ID Jester, and IG says, I'm ringing you up. Norwood, 2 for 2. He has singled twice, scored once, and drove in a run. Here's the pitch. Willie. And he laces that one right to Blair in center. And yeah, one of those old XOR football games, as Mike says. It's a good Tecmo Bowl. It's Tecmo Bowl that you can actually play. Smalley, as Tidrow is at 95 pitches through 27 batters. 5 2/3 innings, 8 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Smalley is 3 for 3. He has singled twice and doubled. And that double in the second drove in 2. Sends this one into right center field. Blair going back. It's gone. So Roy Smalley has given the Twins a 5-4 lead. Tidrow served up a meatball, and Smalley smashed it into right center field for a long gone. And it's 5-4 Minnesota. John tells me that he was in the chat for that. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good product. May not be everybody's cup of tea, but it looks like it's a good product, and you can find it on Steam. I probably would not buy it. Football is not my favorite sport. It's a good, cheap price. Al says he just takes a long time to explain things. So, just take that with a grain of salt. Rod Carew, but some people want that experience, Carew is 0 for 3 with an RBI. Tidrow delivers, and Carew slaps that one. Chambliss on the dirt, and it rolls foul. Yep, we're talking about Pro Strategy Football. It always takes longer to stream a game and play it than it actually does to play the game. Carew. Ground ball to Randolph over to Chambliss for the out. So that will retire the side. No run, a 1 run, 1 hit on a home run by Smalley. No errors. After 6, it's 5-4. Minnesota. It'll be Reggie Jackson, Lou Piniella, and Chris Chambliss here in the top of the 7th. Reggie is 1 for 2. He's going to face a new pitcher, though. Mac Scarce, the lone lefty in the Twins bullpen. Scarce has thrown once, 2/3 of an inning. He's been here for a week. He pitched 2 days ago against Oakland. He went 2/3 of an inning. No decision, no ERA, and 1 strikeout. Yep, and Robbie, I think, has it right. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but the price is good, $20 on Steam. And the developer is really good at taking feedback. And that's the way that you should be. Scarce is a fly ball plus pitcher. And that fastball tops out at 92. Jackson, Piniella, and Chambliss to face Mac here in the 7th. Reggie is 1 for 2. He's got an RBI single and grounded into a double play. And he lashes out one in the corner and right. Powell goes in the corner to get it. Reggie's on with a double. For $20, not too bad. And you can mod it any way you want, and I think you can play with different rule sets too. Lou Piniella is 0 for 2. Pitch from Scarce. There's a ground ball right up the middle. Randall with a diving stop by the bag. Throws to Carew for the web jam. So Bob Randall does his thing. And Jackson goes to third. 1 out for Chambliss, who is 0 for 2. Infield playing in. 1 out, top of the 7th. 5-4 Twins. Pitch to Chambliss, and that's a ground ball base hit up the middle. So we're tied again at 5, and Chambliss just, hammered that one for a single. And Robbie says he's trying to get him to do the XFL rules. So, yeah. Worth a look. Cliff Johnson is 0 for 2. He is struck out and driven in a run. 5-5, top of the 7th. Ground ball to short. Smalley has to only play as the first, and that's a might be. And Cliff Johnson is out by an eyelash. A swing and bunt. And Chambliss with 2 out moves on to second. For Paul Blair, who's got himself a double, he's 1 for 3. Into center, Dan Ford coming in to make the catch to retire the side. That's it for Tidrow. Sparky Lyle coming in. Stretch time here at the mitt. 5-5. So Dan Ford comes up. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Yep, lots of mods for the game already. So that's a good thing. Lyle delivers, and Ford ground ball to Dent over to Chambliss. Forgot to give you Lyle's numbers. 1 away. So Sparky 2-1 on the year with a save. That save came last night against these Twins. And a 2.25 ERA. This is his 6th appearance on the year. He's beaten the White Sox and the Orioles. Milwaukee beat him with a single run on the 22nd. 8 innings, 8 hits, no homers, 3 runs, 2 earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 5. Weiniger 0 for 2 with a walk, and Lyle got him to look at strike 3 on a 73-mile-an-hour curve. 2 out. For Cubbage, who is 1 for 3, we'll let him bat here, but probably not Adams. Cubbage, ground ball to Nettles, who makes a fantastic stop. Long throw to first. Got him. And so the Twins go down in order in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 8th. 5-5 the score. Here's Bucky Dent. Bucky is 1 for 2. He's doubled, walked, and scored. Scarce will stay in. Randolph and Nettles to follow here in the 8th. Pitch from Scarce, and Dent sends this one into right center. Ford, he's got it. Wind is now at 10 here in the rain. 52 degrees. You see some of the people, especially out in the left field, putting those TurboTax CDs and pretending it's a hat. Willie Randolph is 2 for 4. Single, triple, driven in a run. CDs became commercially available, I think, in 1982. Someone will correct me on that. Fly ball right field. Powell will give chase, but somebody from Young America, Minnesota, makes that play in the stands. What a name. What should we name our town? I think we should name it Young America, and then invite all the gaming companies to use that for our address. Al's game last night is how a football game should be played. Close with nice comebacks at times. Yep. Sometimes you're just not going to get that, though. Pitch to Randolph. Struck him out. So Scares got him to tip a 1-2 into the glove of Weiniger with a second out. First strikeout for Scares. Here's Nettles. Greg is 1 for 3. Also got hit by a pitch. An RBI and a run scored. Pitch from Scares. Nettles draws a walk, and the go-ahead run is on with 2 out here in the top of the 8th. 5 runs, 11 hits, and an error for the Yankees. 9 left on. 5 runs, 9 hits, an error for the Twins, and 6 on. Run! Yes, Tribe fan. Would you rather the address be in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico? I've been there. And it was named after the game show. Ask your Minecraft buddies if they know about Truth or Consequences. And consult your doctor about taking Uncle Ron's FUBAR pills. Yep. It was Hot Springs. And the game show Truth or Consequences, which Bob Barker hosted for a long time, got them to change it to Truth or Consequences. Now, that's smack dab in the middle of nowhere, and I'm not sure if they could actually watch the show on television when it was on in the 50s. Thurman Munson is 3 for 4. He has singled 3 times and scored a run. And here's a little looper down the line and right. Powell will go all the way to the track to get it. Nettles around third. Powell's going to throw. The cutoff is going to the plate. Weiniger puts on the tag, and Nettles is out. Nettles slid. Weiniger had the tag on, and that is an out. And that will retire the side. The Yankees gambled. I think the Yankees did the right thing. And Weiniger shaking his hand after the tag. No runs. Another hit. The Yankees have now left 10 on. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 5-5. Tribe fan, tomorrow you will see the Padres and the Phillies on YouTube. And George Hendrick is on the Padres. The only reason I know it is from a wrestler, Cactus Jack, a.k.a. Mick Foley, was built from there. It is a real town. It had an early rehabilitation hospital for children with disabilities, and since I was a child with disabilities, I went to the Carrie Tingley Center. Truth or Consequences is nowhere near anything, except for it's on I-25 between Las Cruces, where I live, and Albuquerque, where Bugs Bunny should have always taken that turn. Pitch to Adams, who I forgot to pinch hit for. Popped it up left side. Nettles, all sorts of foul ground here, and makes the catch. I have been to Ruidoso. I went Christmas Day 1979, as a matter of fact, and so saw the quarter horse track. Why would someone name it after a game show? Robbie, why would you name a kid after a TV show? Because they paid you to do it. Hoskin Powell is 0 for 3 with a run scored. Ruidoso, yep. Alamogordo, the Cloudcroft area, which is basically in the base of the Rockies and has trees, which if you've ever been to southern New Mexico, there are trees, but the mountains don't have any. It's like staring at moon rocks. Pitch to Powell. Got him. Lyle got him on an 0-2 split finger. And there's 2 out for Bob Randall, who's 2 for 3. So Sparky has done yeoman's work through an inning and 2/3. Jackson, Piniella, and Chambliss for the Yankees in the top of the 9th. Randall has singled twice and scored twice. Sends this one into right center. Blair has it for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. Cardiac time, kiddies. We've played 8. Yankees 5, Twins 5. Reggie Jackson is 2 for 3. He is singled, he is doubled, he is scored, and driven in a run. And Scaris will face Jackson, and then we'll kind of go from there. Pitch to Reggie. Struck him out on a 2-2 fastball for strike 3. He looked at it, So here's Penelope, who's 0 for 3. He's sitting on a 9-game hitting streak. 12 hits for the Yankees, 9 for the Twins. Scares delivers. Ground ball up the middle. Randolph over to first, or Randall to first, and there's 2 out. Chris Chambliss, 1 for 3, is single, driven in a run, and walked. And so Scares is trying to get through 3 innings here. Amazingly, Lorenzo tells us, Ruidoso is Spanish, I am assuming. Literally means noisy. Quaint name for the quietest town in the state, as opposed to Taos and the hum. Never been to Taos, but I've heard of the hum. Chambliss. Ground ball to Randall. Over to Carew. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees do not even threaten here. Max Scares retires all 9 men he faces. No runs, no hits, no errors. 8.5 down. It's the Twins 5, the Yankees 5. Yeah, I hear Taos is just absolutely gorgeous. Mike can tell you about treeless mountains. That must have been such a shock because Mike grew up here in the East like I did. And then move out to the Salt Lake area where it's nothing. Oh, it's gorgeous, but it's nothing. Miles and miles of beautiful desolation. That was word said on the moon. Willie Norwood is 2 for 3. Infield playing back, huh? He has singled twice and driven in a run. Norwood squares, and Munson lets it roll foul. Norwood would have beat it out, but he couldn't deaden the ball enough, and it's an 0-2 count. Pitch to Norwood. A line drive right to Bucky Dent for a leaping catch. If you want to be probed by aliens, there are a few places better than some of the desolate areas of New Mexico. I'm thinking the bunny ranches up in Nevada would be where I would want to do it. Robbie says someone should make a New Mexico baseball league, and one of them could be the Truth and Consequences Barkers. Ralph Edwards, by the way, is the creator of that show. Also was the creator of This Is Your Life. Smalley is 4 for 4. He has singled, doubled, and homered. He is a triple away from the cycle. Pitch from Lyle. Ball 4, and so the winning run is on, and 1 out for Rod Carew. Full count, and Lyle didn't like the call. And ID flips out his Cardinal hat and says something nice about the Cardinals. Lyle says, I'll say something nice about you. And Smalley walks to first. Carew is 0 for 4. He's driven in a run. He's got 2 game-winning RBIs this year. Pitch from Sparky. Carew. Ground ball to Dent. Might be 2. Randolph for 1. Over to Chambliss. And that will retire the side. Extra baseball on the cards today. After 9, 5-5. And so Greg Thayer, and his 6.43 ERA, that looks like one of the world's worst license pictures I've ever seen, makes his 7th appearance of the year. He last appeared against, he pitched 2 innings against the Angels last week on this channel, but he pitched on the 25th against Oakland and struck out 2. No record, a 6.43 ERA. In 7 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, no homers. He has walked 7 and struck out 6. Thanks, Lorenzo. I have heard that before. Vinny is my idol for sure. So Cliff Johnson is 0 for 3. He has struck out and drove in a run. It'll be Blair and Dent for the Yankees in the 10th. Ford, Weininger, and Cubbage. That's true. That's absolutely true. Pitch from Thayer, and Johnson pops up left side. Cubbage has a long way to run, but somebody from St. Paul wants that souvenir. 0-2 the count. 5 runs, 12 hits, and error for the Yankees. They've left 10 on. The Twins, 5 runs, 9 hits, and error, and they've left 6 on. And we're obviously now at 1 minute after 1 going to run past our allotted time. But we don't leave games early. But tonight, don't forget a special 90-minute edition of BJ and the Bear on NBC, followed by a special 90-minute companion edition of Sheriff Lobo. See why NBC is not the place to be in 1978. And a brand new Saturday Night Live tonight, starring Steve Martin. I wonder if he's one of those two wild and crazy guys. Robbie's been to Moriarty, New Mexico. Pitch to Johnson. It gets away from Weiniger. The throw down to Carew is in time. So Thayer got the strikeout, and Weiniger took that to first. As a Dodger fan, you know I have to... You got to beat the traffic. Here's Paul Blair. He's 1 for 4 with a double. Pitch to Blair. It's a ground ball to Smalley in on the dirt, on the grass over to Carew for the out. So the Yankees go down in order. Oh, there's 2 out. No, they don't. There's 2 out. Here's Bucky Dent. We just try to imagine that Bucky's at-bats don't happen. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Just drive them over them. My lasting image of the Kirk Gibson home run in the 88 series, I never saw where that ball landed. And, of course, Scully's call of that is all 3 calls of that I've heard are fantastic. And I'm sure Bill King's call for the A's, I'm sure, is pretty good, too. But the lasting image in my head of that is, you know, that there is they're leaving, as they do it, as you will at Dodger Stadium, and it's Don Drysdale. Let me do Dent's at bat first. Here's the pitch to Bucky, and there's a ground ball to third. Cubbage comes in, and it rolls foul. Stay and have another beer, or another sip of my Dunkin' Donuts iced tea. So a ball and 2 strikes. They're listening to Don Drysdale on KABC 790. And Drysdale's call of that home run is classic. It really, really is one that you should go out and find. But as that ball left Gibson's bat and is headed for right center field, you see people in the parking lot driving out. And as soon as Scully says, "She is gone," you see the brake lights coming on in the cars. And that's my lasting memory of that home run, is that Don Drysdale, not Scully or Buck, literally stopped the traffic at Dodger Stadium. Pitch to Dent is a fly ball to center. Back goes forward, and that will stay in the yard. 52 degrees. It's rained the entire ball game, and the winds are out to 10 to left center. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Yankees. Bottom of the 10th, 5-5. Yep, so typical of LA fans. Ford, Weiniger, and Cubbage to face Lyle here in the 10th. Sparky has walked 1 in 3 innings and struck out 2 on 31 pitches. You're paying for the tickets. Why don't you stay? PJ John is staying suspiciously quiet now. Pitch to Ford, and there's a ground ball to Dent over to Chambliss for the out. Yep, extra innings, bottom of the 10th here on the Retro Baseball Network. Dave's going to accuse me of being my Sunday grumpiness. So 5-5 the score. Twins led 3-0 after 2, and the Yankees chip back. Weiniger 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. How you doing, Mr. Gardner? Pitch to Butch, and there's a little looper into left center. Weiniger will hold at first, and the winning run is on. 10th hit for the Twins, 12 for the Yankees. Mike Cubbage has 2 game-winning hits on the year. And I got to remember, it's Adams I want to pinch hit for, not Cubbage. So Weiniger on first. Winning run on. And there's a little looper into center. Blair will track that one down for the second out. Not all of us. Thank you, John. And that's good. So I need a pinch hitter. Libby on the label. Jose Morales. comes in to be the DH. 1 for 6 on the year, 167. That's a double. Winning run on, 2 out, bottom of the 10th, 5-5 the score. Here's the pitch. Morales pops this one up. Munson takes off the mask, and that will retire the side. We go to the 11th in a 5-5 game. Well, it's our first extra inning game of the replay. This is the 12th game that I've done. We've had some blowouts. It's our first extra inning game. It'll be Randolph, Nettles, and Munson to face Thayer here in the 11th. Randolph is 2 for 5. He is struck out twice and tripled. And there's a line drive to left center. Ford on his Model T makes the catch for the out. Nettles is 1 for 3. He has singled, scored, drove in a run and walked. Powell, Randall, and Norwood in the 11th. And Gossage, by the way, did not pitch in the Friday night game, or last night's game, and so he could conceivably go today. Nettles draws a walk. Thayer missed high and tight on the full count pitch, and there. No, and no one is lumping you, John, with typical LA fans. There are people who genuinely like sports and just want to see the game and not just be seen. Thurman Munson is 4 for 5. He has singled 3 times and doubled and drove in a run. Pitch to Thurm. Liner into left field. That's going to drop. It's a 5-hit afternoon for Munson, and the Yankees are cooking here with 1 out and 2 on for Reggie Jackson. And that Twins bullpen is as thin as Lindsay Lohan after a visit to her practitioner. Jackson, single, double, RBI, run scored, and a strikeout. Thayer from the stretch. Ball 4, the Yankees have him loaded. For Lou Piniella, who is 0 for 4. And so they're going to stay at their depth here. Double play gets them out of the inning. Nettles on third, Munson on second, Jackson on first. Thayer delivers, and there's a fly ball to left. This should score. Nettles. Norwood makes the catch. Nettles go back to tag. They're going to try it. Nettles is running home. Weinerger gets the baseball, and he's safe. And so it's 6-5. Yeah, Roy Smalley's at short. Dave? Roy Smalley is 4 for 4 today with 3 RBI. But the Yankees go up 6-5. Some of us are such huge Dodger fans, we look forward to Dodger replay games on the video channel or right above a replay on the Facebook page. Have you bought your Mookie Betts jersey yet? Is he going to wear 50 for the Dodgers? Can he wear 50 for the Dodgers? Chambliss is 1 for 4. He is a single, an RBI, and a walk. No, they got the free TurboTax. Everybody gets a free CD. And those serving their Jell-O salads in the metropolitan Minneapolis-St. Paul area are going to wonder what those shiny new coasters are. I try to explain these things to my loved ones, John says, but they just shake their collective heads. You know what? I just started a YouTube channel just for my sports pleasure. Pitch to Chambliss is a fly ball to center. Ford will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Look who's coming in. It's the Goose. They're trying to slide it home. It's the Yankees 6, the Twins 5 in the bottom of the 11th. So Goose Gossage making his 4th appearance of the season. He has 2 saves. A one-batter effort against the Chi Sox and a 1-inning effort against Baltimore. Billy Martin has not used him in 10 days. He threw an inning against the Blue Jays with a strikeout. So 2 1/3 innings. No one has reached base, and he has struck out 2. Hoskin Powell will be pinch hit for. Bombo Rivera will pinch hit. 304, no homers, and 3 RBI. We will play the rest of the day in baseball and give you a preview of what we're going to have in Week 5 after this one's done. Pitch from Gossage is a fly ball left field. Back goes Piniella, and we're tied up. Bombo Rivera just sent that one to Minneapolis. That is a major league bomb into the upper deck of left center field, and it's 6-6. And as our Red Sox would say, pick up some sticks. My goodness. Bombo Rivera into the nearly empty seats in the upper deck and left. That's right there in Viking land. In fact, I think we just woke up Joe and Myrtle, who are early for the first Vikings exhibition game come August. That ball was hammered. And he had no home runs, too. Gossage in 134 and a third real innings allowed 9 homers. That's the first base runner Gossage has allowed. Here's Randall. He's 2 for 4. He has singled twice and scored twice. Gossage deals, and there's a ground ball to Randolph in on the grass over to first for the out. My arm fell asleep. Willie Norwood is 2 for 4. Norwood has singled twice, scored, and driven in a run. 6-6, both teams with a singleton here in the 11th. Pitch to Norwood, goes into center field. Blair is there and has it for the second out. If the game should go to the 12th, it's Johnson, Blair, and Dent for the Yankees. Here's Roy Smalley. He is 4 for 4. He still has a chance for the cycle. Single, double, and homer. He needs a triple. Pitch from Gossage. Won't get the triple. Fly ball to left. Pinella's there, and that will retire the side. A run on the miracle homer by Bombo Rivera. A hit, nobody left. Nobody errors after 11, 6-6. Bombo stays in the game in right. He's a 7 and a 9. It's still raining. It's still cold. It's still windy. And another round of blackberry brandy is being passed around the Met. Cliff Johnson is 0 for 4 with an RBI and 2 strikeouts. Norwood just cannot hit righties, and so you make that switch. Pitch to Cliff Johnson is fly ball left field. Norwood. 1 out. Twins will have to bat Carew, Ford, and Weiniger in the bottom of the 12th. Paul Blair, his first game of the year, 1 for 5. He's got himself a double. Bombo Rivera is another great baseball name. Blair sends that one to Rivera in the corner and right. Bombo's going to track it down. 2 out. So Thayer, now kind of in relief for himself, will face Bucky. Bucky Dent is 1 for 4 with a double. Pitch from Thayer. Bucky. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Norwood. Are you kidding? Gone. Bucky Dent has made it 7-6 New York on a cheap home run to left field. And Robbie, you go ahead. Go pull out your cell phone in 1978 and call for an Uber. They're going to wonder how much blackberry brandy you drink. So Bucky Dent sends one to left, and it's 7-6 New York. He got that caught in the wind, and all Norwood could do was turn and watch it grow. Pumpsy Green. Yep, that's a name. So 7-6, the Yankees with another chance with Gossage to put this one away. Willie Randolph is 2 for 6. He has singled, tripled, drove in a run, struck out twice, and scored. Pitch to Randolph. There's a ground ball to Carew. Over to Thayer for the out. But the Yankees again get another run on a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 12th. It's 7-6 New York. Robbie, you go to the payphone, you stagger around to it, you puke on your shoes, and you call checker cab like everybody else. Carew is 0 for 5 with an RBI. And yeah, you're right. We are time traveling with these games. Absolutely. So Gossage still upset with himself after the cheapie to Rivera, which was anything but cheap. Pitch to Carew, who's 0 for 5. Popped up, right side, Randolph. 1 out. Here's Dan Ford, 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Yankees would go to 11-7. The Twins would drop to 13-10. And Ford laces out one to the wall in right center. He's got 2 as Blair picks it up. And so the tying run is on for Weiniger, who is 1 for 4. Cubbage on deck and Morales to follow. So the tying run is on second. Weiniger, the winning run, is on first, or is at the plate. Gossage. Ground ball right to Dent. And did he tag Ford? He tagged Ford. Ford got a jump too early, and Dent made the good play and got the tag. And I'm really going to have to make Bucky my MVP here, aren't I? Gosh dang it. So here's Mike Cubbage. He is 1 for 5 with a single. Last chance saloon for the Twins. 2 out. 7-6, bottom of the 12th. Thanks for hanging in this extra long stream. Gossage and Munson will get on the same page. Cubbage swings the bat back and forth. There goes the runner. Ground ball, base hit, left side. And so the winning run is on. Weiniger will hold at second. Gossage has allowed 3 hits for Jose Morales. And Gene Mauch will go to the bench again. This time the lefty Rob Wilthorn, 5 for 12 on the year. And a 4.17 ERA. If the game should continue, it's Bombo Rivera. I don't know if there's any relation to Geraldo or not. Wilfong is ready. Gossage has not struck anybody out in his 5 outs. Gossage. Line drive, center field. Blair will win the ball game. He made the catch to retire the side. The Twins threaten in the 12th and do not score. The Yankees win on the solo shot by Bucky Dent, 7-6. It's time now for the Digital to Dice postgame show, brought to you by Digital to Dice. Goose Gossage. Win in a blown save. 2 innings, 3 hits, a run. It was earned. A homer to Bombo Rivera. Bucky Dent, our MVP, 2 for 5. That solo shot in the 12th did it. No charge for extra innings. No, I won't even show you the extra ad. Bucky is our Digital to Dice MVP. You have no idea how much it pains me to give an award to Bucky Dent. Max Scares blew the save, but pitched well over his 3 innings, 3 hits, a run. It was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2, and Thayer was dead tired by the time he was done. 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. A home run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. When the Yankees win, America cries. All right, let me play. Thanks, John. The rest of the day in baseball. We had a busy day on Friday. Wait till you listen to the tape game tomorrow just to hear that. Rice Smalley's going to be part of our highlight package. Ooh, we got a bunch of stuff coming up. Pittsburgh beat San Francisco 12-6 or 7-6. Come on, go back. Ken Tekulve goes to 2-0. Rene Sinet 4 for 5 with a second homer of the year. Mets beat the Reds. The Mets are 11-10. They are 2 games up on the Reds. Nino Espinosa and you goes to 2-2. Rennie Sinnett, by the way, 4 hits in that game for the Pirates. Wow, I'm trying to look here. Holy crap, a bunch of highlights. Cubs beat the Braves 8-6. Bruce Sutter gets his first win of the year in 10. Jerry Royster with a home run. Cleveland beat Oakland 8-3. Wayne Garland gets his first win of the year. He goes to 1-5. Buddy Bell had 2 triples in that one. Philadelphia beat San Diego 5-4, and 10. Gene Garber gets himself a win. Mosquito gets the loss. The Phillies struck out 16 times in that ball game. Houston 4, Montreal 3. Joaquin Andahar goes to 3-2, same record as Steve Rogers. Royals beat the Brewers 5-2. Al Cowens 4 hits. Jeffrey Leonard goes to 4. Dennis Leonard goes to 4-1. Mike Augustine takes a loss. Dodgers down the Cardinals 6-1. Bert Hooton goes to 4-0. Red Sox beat the Rangers 4-2. Dennis Eckersley's first win as a member of the Red Sox. Doc Medich goes to 0-3. Baltimore 17, Chicago nothing. Jim Palmer goes to 3-1. Orioles pound out 10 hits. The Blue Jays are 10-10. They beat the Angels 9-8. California walked 10 batters. Ron Fairley, 2 homers and 5 RBIs. Baylor Moore got the win. LaRoche takes the loss. And last but not least, Detroit 14-3 over Seattle. Now, standings. The Dodgers are in front by 2 games. The Pirates by 2 over the Phils. The Yankees a half-game lead over Boston. California a half-game over Minnesota. We go to May. So our live game on Tuesday, the Royals and the Yankees from Yankee Stadium. Our Tate game, the Expos and the Reds, or the Mets and the Phillies, or one of those two, because the Dodgers and the Pirates are the live game next Thursday. So the possibilities for the tape games. Right now, it's listed as Montreal-Cincy. It could be New York and Philly, or we could conceivably do Kansas City-Milwaukee. Those are the 3 candidates for the tapes game. And the live game next Thursday will be the Dodgers and the Pirates. And before we say goodbye, a reminder, the tape game is the Padres and the Phillies. That's what you'll see tomorrow on YouTube. Sunday, it's a doubleheader of live action on Twitch, football. We don't always do baseball, Dave. On Retro Sports Network, an AFC divisional playoff contest between the Seattle Seahawks and Cleveland Browns from 1986. And then in prime time at 7 o'clock, we will feature Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for my Patreon viewers, the Braves and the Twins. Kent Herbeck has been told to sew up his pockets. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching this extra long stream. I'll see you live Sunday. Have a good one.